Alrighty, I still have a little bit of time this morning, so we're going to dive in and continue with our project. For anyone who is watching these videos, I am trying to release them as soon as possible after actually recording them. Obviously, you know, sometimes there is a bit of a delay, so like that 4-hour coding, 4-hour video on testing with Jest, where I pull my hair out. I do actually rewatch all of the footage at like 2 or 3 times speed, so it does take a little bit of time to get that out. But yeah, I just wanted people to know that I'm releasing them, but there is obviously a little bit of delay by the time I get live, but it's all still being recorded. It's all, yeah, pretty much, well, it is all chronological. So in the last video, we configured Prettier and lint to be checked when the CI pipeline runs, and we did Prettier to write during development and to auto format our code. I want to stick with our email system and add some of this functionality as it relates to verifying emails and allowing users to request a new verification email. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over to Claude and we are going to go back to our project, and we've got all of our project files, but what we're going to do is we are going to give, and there's the videos that I've saved, so you can see that that's going to be released if I haven't already. We're going to update all of the project files in here just so Claude has the correct understanding of everything. So there's quite a few new files that we added. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all. I'm just going to delete everything. Yeah, it'll be quicker just to delete everything than trying to remember everything that's new. So we've got our email verification files, they're obviously important. We've got our login files. We've got our middleware files, models, sorry. We might also registration, routes, tests, test setup, utils. We've got git ignore, Prettier, app.js, db.js, ESLint, Jest, and we'll give it our package.json. I don't think we did that before, but at least that way it'll be familiar with the node packages we have. Then what we're going to do is bring this over here and say, in a previous chat, we added in email verification functionality. I have updated your project knowledge base, so you have all of the updated files. What I would now like to do is extend this functionality to allow a user to request a new verification email if they can't find the first one, or if the original verification token has expired by the time they click the verification link. Can you please provide all of the code for this and explain any key concepts I need? So we've got to update our email verification route to request a new token, or to have an endpoint to request a new email verification token. Then we're going to add a post route so we can resend it. Makes sense. We check if the user exists, if the email's already verified. Alrighty. Let's work through this methodically. I'm going to move this over here. That's the default description from a previous startup I had, so I need to replace that. let's go. Okay, so the first file we're going to update is our email verification routes. So if we go to email verification routes, we now have resend verification email, resend, post resend user ID, resend verification email. We already had that. This is our routes file already. I think yesterday when we ran into some bugs, if memory serves me correct, it created some additional functionality to resend the token for testing purposes. So I apologize, you're absolutely right. The resend was already present. Let's focus on the rest of the functionality. So we need to update our controller next. So if we go to our controller, email verification, so we've got verify email, resend verification email. So we had this, const user ID, try user find by ID, if no user not found, yep, user.is email verified, false, yep, we've already got that. Verification token, generate verification token, yep, email verification service, send verification, okay, so it's doing that. Catch error, failed to resend verification email, get user tokens, okay, that worked. It's all the same. So I think actually we did quite a bit of this. Email verification service. So if we go here, we need to, it's using the same service, is generate verification token. Const new token, we've got that token dot find create. Okay, so it has changed a little bit. So I'll just bring this over here. I'm just going to check in the original. Yeah, so this is what's going to change. Okay, so for the token generation and management, we'll use find one update. At the moment, we're just using create to ensure there's only one active email verification token per user. If a token already exists, it's updated with new expiry time. Because technically the first token might not already have expired. Like if someone, I don't know, couldn't find the email and then we had a link on the front end that allowed them to resend the verification email, for example. Okay, so pull this back over here so we can update. So we've got generate verification token and then we've got a try catch. So this is the piece that's getting changed instead of create. So we're gonna, interesting. Previously we had this double check that the token was saved. Let's just do this. I am updating this code. Previously, we were double checking the token was saved. Is this still relevant? I don't think it is because we only had that set up for testing purposes, but let's ask. All right. So you can see. Okay. Okay, so now it's saying to use the original code. Okay, now I'm confused. The original code used to create. You then said to use find one and update, so there is only one valid token at any time. please tell me what we should do. Okay, so we're going to save our new verification token and go back. Okay, and then in the registration service, generate email, the email result. I'm not throwing an error. Const let try verification token, send verification email, catch error. So just going to replace this code, save. All right, so let's test this out with Postman. So we need to have user 14, company 14, npm. Yeah, we're still running the server. Okay, we've got that. Now what we need to do is we need to do another request. So with our routes, email verification routes, resend. So it's going to be router.post. Resend dash. So I'm just putting, so this was our user that we registered. This is their ID. So if they hit this post route, authentication token missing. Yeah, I don't think that's meant to be an authenticated route. Let's check. Because obviously how are they meant to be authenticated if they haven't confirmed their login? Oh, I guess they would. Actually, maybe not. I'm trying to think. Because some applications allow you to log in and be authenticated before you verify your email. Okay, so it does say to remove the authenticate part. So now that we've done that, if we hit this route, user is not defined. So, failed to resend verification email. So this calls this controller, resend verification email. resend verification email, rec.params. So this is our parameter. So what we might do is logger.info testing user ID. Just check that we get our user ID there. So we hit this route again, it's going to fail. We're only getting a timestamp. Random. Params. This is going to hopefully be a simple issue. Resend. I call this API endpoint which has a user ID, but then get this error. No, but in a console log, I only see this when I'm trying to log. When I try and log user ID in this piece of code, as a result, we are getting an error, and the email is not being resent. Right, so user ID is not being done, which makes sense. Yeah, let's log rec.params entirely first and see what we're getting through. What the hell? User ID is there. So if we change this to user ID equals rec.params dot user ID, this should work, presumably. Nope. User is not defined. Models. The user model wasn't imported. Woohoo! Verification email sent successfully. Awesome. So what we probably want to do is in our registration controller, we sent this email preview. So in our verification controller, result. Where are we going to generate that? Let's ask Claude. Okay, we have fixed the issue. The user model wasn't being imported. Here is the controller logic, similar to the registration controller below. I want to ensure we send an email preview URL in the response. Can you update our code to achieve this? Alrighty. So email result. Okay, cool. We can just pull it off of email result. Oh. All right, so resend verification email. This all stays the same. Is user verified, verification token, email verification service. Actually, we changed this a little bit. Const email verification token. We changed this. And then, because we've changed that, we can now add this into our response body. And to do this, we've added a check for error handling. Let's see if error, okay, let's change this error here. Rather than calling next, which we shouldn't do because of Express.js version 5. So I'm gonna maybe add, I think we need to add into our project notes information around using this error approach so that it doesn't keep reverting to like a different approach. Okay, so that's resend verification. Now in the service, ensure the email function in email is returning the preview. So email verification service, resend verification email, return result. No, we need to return this. And in the email service itself, okay, email verification service, message ID preview, done that, okay, great. And then email service, which is in our utils, send email. We've already got the preview email. Okay, cool. So let's go over here. There's the resend email verification. Click this. Email successfully verified. Fantastic. That's great. So we've been able to add some functionality pretty quickly there, so I'm happy with that. We will go back to our points to consider. Allow user to request new verification email. Awesome. So then what we're going to do is we're going to commit this code. So git add git commit added resend verification email functionality. We don't need to push it at the moment. Okay. We need to work on this functionality now. Okay, great. So I am just going to take a very brief break and I will come back in a minute. Okay, only got a small amount of time before I've got to get ready for the morning. So let's work on this functionality. sorry, great, everything works. Everything works expected. Let's now add some more functionality where after 3 days we send a reminder email to verify, where if, to be specific, where if the user hasn't verified their email, we send a reminder after 3 days. If after a further 4 days, so 7 days total, the user hasn't verified their email, we send them a second reminder. In that email, we should say if they don't verify their email address within 72 hours, i.e. 3 days, we will delete their account. If after that 3 days, so 10 days total since they signed up, they have not verified their email, let's soft delete their account. Then after a further so I want to soft delete their account in case they want to should we let's just delete their account. Remember, and all right. So we can have an email reminder service, an account deletion service, a scheduler service, an update to the user model, and some new email templates, and a configuration file. So I'll run through this step by step once it's finished generating all of the code. Alrighty. So we need to install Node schedule. We'll do that in a second. Email reminder service. So this is in our services file. It thinks we have a services folder again, but we don't. So we will email verification. We will add a global services folder again, and we might fix it up. So services, and within that we're going to call this email reminder service.js. So what we do is bring in our user model, bring in our email service from utils, got our logger, reminder config which we need to create. This is the logic to send first reminder email. So find a user, if no user, user.is email verified. If no user or email.user email is verified, just return, so it does nothing. If not, let's send the verification email. User.reminder send plus equals 1. Save. So I think in our user model, it's logging how many reminders have been sent. So that's what this logic does. And then send final reminder. So same thing, get the user. if there is no user or the user.is email verified is true, then just return, so do nothing else. What we're going to do is send this email verification, and log will update the number of emails reminders sent by 1. So we'll copy this and we'll paste that into the new file I just created, and we'll save that. So account deletion service. So this is in services account deletion service. So account deletion service.js. We need to bring in our user model and logger from utils. Delete unverified account. So user, find our user by ID. If no user or they're already verified, just return. Else, delete the user by their ID. So that makes sense. Paste that. And then we've got our scheduler service. So this is where we need the npm node scheduler, npm install node dash schedule, barely speak. All right, so we bring in that npm package, we bring in our user, our services. So we find our user. If there's no user, do nothing. Schedule first, so schedule the job, new date, get the time the user was created, plus first reminder delay that'll come from our config file, and then send this. This is our final reminder, same thing, and then if nothing, if we call this, then we schedule their account deletion, and cancel schedule. So jobs.schedule, jobs, object, okay, jobs, job name. Okay, so we will create our scheduler service.js, in which case I'll just paste that in. Alrighty, now we need to update our user model. So models, user, we've got the reminder sent, just add that. Save. Right, reminder config. So this is going to be in a config folder, which we don't have yet. A general config. So config. We'll call this reminder config.js. So these are the delay configs. Paste that. All right, now registration service. We've got our create user. Register user, user.create. Email, password, company, role admin is verified false, it's the same, and then wait. Just adding that logic. We need to bring in our scheduler service. Save that. All right, update email verification service. So verify email. Existing verification logic is email verified equals true, await user.save. That didn't change. So after they've been saved, we run that code to cancel this scheduled service. So once they're verified, we cancel the schedule of jobs. All right. Getting just one error, scheduler service. So services, scheduler, save that. Okay, so it's running. What we might do then for testing purposes, we're not going to be able to see this this verification URL is wrong. Let's see if it notices it. All right, and then email reminder. Copy. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is there a way we can test the reminder emails coming through with what do they call this thing? Mail, or no shorter. Maybe we can console log the preview, preview URL to get it. All right. So we're going to add, so is test mode no, it hasn't given me what I want. In our reminder config, can you provide code so we can have both configs for test and production, and do the relevant checks with process.env.node. Okay, that's what we wanted. Okay, so then we needed to update to email reminder service to save, and then final email right. Oh, we could also do that. Yeah, let's see if we register a new user in a minute. Right, start a timer. with a bit of luck, in 1 minute, which was our config file said, yeah, 1 minute we should get the first reminder, and then 2 minutes we should get the second one, and then after 3 minutes the user should theoretically be deleted. I'm conscious of adding a lot of functionality and not doing our tests, so gonna have to get back to that eventually. But yeah, it's always more fun adding functionality. All right, coming up towards a minute very shortly. Okay, it's a minute come and gone. No console log. So let's go back and say a minute passed. Hang on, what if PM? We're in dev mode, not test mode. So I just updated I'll show you where I did it. So I think we just change it here. So is test environment can either be test development or dev. I think that should work. So we just got to wait another 60 seconds. Minute goes slow when you're waiting for it. All right, coming up to a minute now. No email. Alrighty, it's a bit annoying. I'm going to say I didn't create. There are no errors. Okay, so we've got to update our scheduler service. What has it changed? Oh, hadn't included the console. No. Alright, then in the email reminder service, make sure we're correctly logging. So we're doing it twice. Okay, whatever. Send first reminder. Yeah, I've already got that. Actually, send email email result. Send first reminder email. Reminder.send. Logger. Return. Okay, and scheduling. Registration service, schedule a service. See if that runs. Okay, so 17. Reminder is scheduled for user, so we've seen that. And then we'll wait a minute. And after this, I need to go get ready for the day, so I'll stop the functionality. I'll stop the video after this, I mean. All right, let's go. 30 seconds in. That's a minute, it still didn't come through. Really annoying. Alright, let's just look at the config very quickly. First, reminder delay. Config. Email. Reminder. Config. Date plus now plus config.first reminder delay. First reminder delay. We could just go here, console.log timing for delay, config.first reminder delay, and then right, preview. Timing for delay. That's a lot of seconds. Seconds to days. Okay. There's some issue with the delay, but I do have to go, so we're going to stop the stop the video there. We'll come back and fix this functionality off later when I have more time. Okay, it's the end of my day, and got the chance to come back and look at this again. So where we left off was it was delaying the resend verification email by some huge number of seconds. So I would just say I log the number of seconds delay, and it is showing as that. That's why not seeing the verification email being resent in my console. Try and finish this up. Why is it saying it's 3,000 day? Okay, let's update. Minder.config. Save. Okay. So register a user. Send. All right. Timing for delay. It's still picking up the console log differently. Set our timer. I'll just let this run a minute. Is that right? Makes sense. So 259,200. Okay, so we've got our seconds divided by 60 gives us that many minutes, gives us that many hours. It's still out by a factor of a couple of thousand. That's not right. So let's just ask ChatGPT. Give me place this so the first reminder delay is 1 minute. The final, we'll just do it. It is right. Why am I? The console log is logging as. Okay. Let's just try. Just double check it's not because the environment should work for test or dev. Well, that's what I thought we changed it to, but obviously it's not working. So 2020 send. Verification token generated and saved. Email sent. First email. Schedule service. Executing first reminder. Okay. First reminder preview. Here we go. internal. Okay. Verification email failed. Scheduler service is not defined in email verification.service email. Scheduler service. Once scheduler service equals require. Okay, sorry about that. Just had one of the kids come in. Okay, preview emails undefined. Okay, so we're going to restart our environment. So you bring it over here so everyone can see. We need to register a new user again. 21, send. Just need to wait a minute now. Seconds in. Executing. Click here. Okay, we get that error, but that's fine for now. It's not a function. Email verification.service. Okay, so let's go to our service. Email subscription. Cancel scheduled job is not a function. I've cut and pasted something and missed it before. Okay, so what we might do is, can you this is all of the code. Can you please give me the entire file for our scheduler service? Yes. I think I've made a mistake there before when I've cut and pasted some code. So I'll just get the whole file back. And we will try again. Okay, sure it's properly imported into our registration. I'll save that. Just going to move this over to this side and go to our registration process. Yep. Yep, okay, user model. Models, user. We've got new Mongo schema, the field scheduled jobs. Okay. Scheduled jobs, save that. Okay, so now we will rerun our server. Bring Postman back up, create a new user, Send that. Failed to create. Okay, interesting. Let me get this server. Okay. Update user model. Okay, so yeah, it was because it was saving it as an object, which you can't do for some reason. Scheduled reminders, save that, and then we need to update our updated scheduler service, sorry. So we'll copy that, scheduler service, save that, restart our server, change this to 23, hit send. Okay, no errors. Wait 1 minute for the email to come through. Okay, there it is, executing. There's the email, open that, activate, email verified successfully. Awesome. So what we now need to do, not to bore everyone, is we need to change this to 24. Need to send that again. We need to make sure that the second verification email comes through, and then if the user doesn't verify, that they're then deleted. So while we're waiting for that, we'll go over to our functionality, and we've sent the reminder emails to verify. We can update the email to say the email, I can't remember the text that we put in the email. Email, and please verify first. Your account will be deleted in 72 hours if you don't verify, so we've got that. And then why won't it let me tick that? Okay, that's annoying. And then in our scheduler service, we do delete the user. Okay, why has Notion frozen? Okay, so I'll bring this over here. We've got our first reminder email. Need to wait another 2 minutes. And then I think what we're going to do next is we'll probably work on forgot password functionality, logging in with a one-time email code, maybe set up multi-factor authentication. That's a good idea, and some of these other things. But let's get this finalized first. So this is the final reminder is sent. Open that. We won't click on it. But that is the verification link. And then what we should get after all of this is that the user is deleted in a few more minutes. And reminder config after another 3 minutes. So I have to wait for that. Okay. While we're waiting for that, back here, points to consider. So forgot password functionality. Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, implement multi-factor authentication with my Node.js application. I already have Node mailer configured for email verification, so potentially this is one option. What other options exist so that this is a very robust app? Never done multi-factor authentication, so let's find out. Yep. Okay. SMS based. Okay, so I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably start with email based verification. Give me more insight into how we would set up SMS based MFA. Okay, unverified account deleted for user. So our account was deleted for the user. So that's fantastic. All of the functionality now works for our email verification, which is great. Let's just look at this and then we'll wrap up the wrap up the video. So to set up SMS-based multi-factor in Node, you'll need external SMS service providers such as Twilio. So we could install Twilio, sign up for Twilio. Create your verification code is. You can generate a random OTP, 6-digit number, save it to the database or cache. 5 minutes. Okay. What is, assuming I just have a very small app with, say, 10 users. So it's pretty cheap, but I think for the purposes of this project we won't worry about setting up and having a cost, so we might just stick to the email multi-factor authentication. What else can we do? Yeah, so SMS, or we do this. Let's just ask it to provide more insight into setting up. Okay. Speakeasy is a library to generate and verify TOTP codes, a library to generate QR codes, which allows you to add it to their authenticated app. Okay, set up expiry. Yep. So what we're going to do is we are going to implement email-based multi-factor authentication. We're going to have allow the user to toggle MFA on or off. Yeah, just allow the user by default. MFA should be off. So we need a new route for the user to enable MFA. So we'll probably do this first. Actually, we'll do forgot password first. Then we'll do email-based multi-factor authentication. Login with one-time email code. If a user forgets their password, they can request to log in with a one-time email code. It's not very secure, I guess, because if your email is compromised, maybe we get rid of that as a suggestion. Cool, so we'll do that. I'm going to finish the video there. We've got some new functionality working in the application, which is fantastic. And actually, before we do that, we will just very quickly commit this. So git add commit -m added email verification reminder functionality. We've saved that. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.